Pass that, man. Pass it. Come on. Don't hold it, man. What?
I'm tripping while spitting, while getting coochie and smoochies. I'm eating Fritos and Cheetos, burritos, taquitos. This shit is neato. Fuck, I'm high. What happens when I die? No, stop, bring it back. It's time to spit some facts. Popo trying to take weed away. We can't let that slide.
Man, I want to make it so bad.
That's what they sound like. What is with this criminal shit? Cops cracking down on some minimal shit. They out here ignoring the rape and murder, but get all mad when I smoke the murder. To take it further, where's the harm? I ain't got no damn needle in my arm. I ain't got no opium farm. I ain't even got a firearm. Just good. Let's get lit. Don't be shy. Just take a hit. Don't you try to make
everybody. What's up, everybody? Getting started soon.
Smoking lots of weed and I'm sipping lean and I'm tripping.
That's right, Tom. Galactic thrust.
Some original Springfield music right here.
I'm cooking up this weed in the kitchen. Lady, quit your bitchin'. And I'm dummy when I'm high, butter me up, call me a chicken, cause I'm yummy when I'm fried.
This week's feature is Galactic Thrust.
I just snort that shit straight to the brain is my preferred way to take a hit. I'm in the market to open up my third eye. Don't ask why, but when I want to fly, give DMT a try. There ain't a high that is quite like 14 lines.
Grab your drinks and get ready.
The one tripping if you think this is a joke. Pussy ass bitch,
I'm
put a
doing
needle
some,
in my ass cheek. Heroin addiction, I had that shit.
What are you
last
doing?
week. They asked
Bloody
me,
Marys.
why you taking
All your vodka's on the top. You're just drinking vodka right now.
My mix sank.
I love it. I decided on wine today. We've got seltzers as a backup, but
Go grab your drinks. We'll get started right at 7 o'clock. Tell your friends. Share the video. Let's get these numbers up. It'll be fun. I'll be sure to make a complete fool of myself tonight, if that makes you happy.
well, we keep getting more Patreons, and we said something about what?
Never mind. You missed my cues so bad.
I know. I just I'm out of it. Yeah. I hear you, Reed.
Just get rid of these laws. President saw some balls. Just legalize them all.
Oh, we shall.
We shall go into that.
We shall talk about the Outland.
We said on an episode one time that if we don't get patrons, we're going to get less funny, or Dan's going to be less funny. So we're getting patrons, so he's going to keep being funny, just for you guys.
Hi, man. Just have some fun. We're here to have fun. What time is it?
It's I don't know what time it is.
I'm gonna let it play on
All right.
some more Galactic Thrust.
We still got 4 minutes till 7. We got a few
Little
people
cut
watching.
they call Monkey Man.
Monkey. Oh, I love this. Gotta show my monkey hands.
It's a good cut, man. It's a good cut.
Once upon a time we were monkey. We got a little smart, now we make money. It's funny. Have we lost our roots? We got too complex. We used to laugh at toots and have a bunch of sex. We used to be scared of a T-Rex. Now we're scared of how much rent's gonna be next. What did
Tell
we
your
get
friends,
last
get 'em
week?
on.
Yes,
Let's
we
do
get
this.
soft, man. Pass me a Kleenex.
Life used to be simple, we were dum-dums, man. Didn't worry about nothing but some yum-yums, man. Are getting our wieners wet in some bum-bums, man. Now we're evolved. and we're
Stephanie
back to some
Cagle, how are you,
man.
sugar booger?
But we used it for survival. Now we straight bumming and we're reading the Bible. Shut your pie hole, modern life blows. The inventor of society can suck my nose. He's got monkey hands, I've got monkey hands. I wear my yucky pants when my girl does a monkey dance. People are people just out of lucky chance, but I'd rather be a monkey man, monkey man.
Alrighty.
I've got monkey hands, I wear my yucky pants when my girl does a monkey dance. People are people just out of lucky chance, but I'd rather be a monkey man, monkey man, monkey man, monkey man. Call me a fucking man, used to be a spunky man, now he's a chunky man, human man, more like
Start
Superman,
soon,
man,
folks.
just stupid man, banana man, work man, school man.
We know you can't see us fully. We know there's a blue block in the way, so it's
It
just our
says
little.
thanks for being here. We'll be starting soon. So all you have to do is read.
You know, people read sometimes. They miss it.
Just play a little music while we're waiting for some peeps to log on.
Share this on your pages if you would. It makes more people see that it's going on. on, I shared it over to my page, so hopefully some people on my page will see it. So,
I did not because I hope the whole thing fails, and I really don't think anything we're doing is worth a shit. So,
nice.
but you guys should share it, though. You
Yeah.
should.
But if he doesn't, because you think it's shit.
It's okay. Doesn't really matter.
Monkey man, monkey man. We're gonna be starting soon, kids. Everybody clap your monkey hands. Oh shit. Our headphone thingy.
Ladies! I can't do that. All right, get ready, get ready. I don't think I'm gonna do the intro.
Okay.
Just comes off weird.
Because we just played music.
Just feels dumb and weird.
Monkey man, monkey man. Your headphone thing is great.
All right.
That way anyway.
Look at that. Right on the penny.
On
Right
the
on
pen.
the dot.
Right on
the nose. The schnoz,
Right on the
as
schnoz.
Jared
Jared.
likes to call it to me. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unsung Dreamers, the musical journeys of the not so rich and famous. Our live stream chat sessions we do every Thursday night now, starting at 7 o'clock. I'm just wondering if any of you have ever realized how unbelievably perfect fortune cookies are as a dessert for Chinese food. I'm serious, man. What would you eat after Chinese food that's not a fortune cookie? Nothing. You're not going to have like a big bowl of fried rice and then be like, oh, I'm going to get me some ice cream. That sounds disgusting. Nobody wants cake after they eat Chinese food.
Fortune cookies are the best dessert.
Oh, they're
After
the
Chinese
no.
Wait.
Okay, you fixed it there at the end.
Of course.
They are the best dessert for after Chinese food.
Right.
Only.
Only
Because generally speaking, fortune cookies suck hard. They're really bad. They're not that great. I'm not saying fortune cookies are great in general. I'm saying after Chinese food, try to think of what you would like to eat as a dessert. If you happen to be the dessert kind of person, which I sort of am, what dessert would you eat after Chinese food? Like you just finished like some egg rolls and some fried rice, whatever, some stir fry, some whatnots. What would you eat as the dessert? You wouldn't want cheesecake.
No.
That sounds disgusting. But just those perfectly random, crunchy, not super sweet,
Stale
fucking fortune cookies.
deliveries of your fortune.
How is it such an incredibly good match? Also, don't you hate it when your wife is honest with you when you're in the bedroom?
Okay.
I mean,
where are we
that
going
is-
with that?
That is not a place for honesty. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not.
No. You know, like you're like you're in the bedroom, right? And you've decided you're gonna have some playtime, right? And so like you're gonna spice it up a little bit, maybe. You're just gonna be like, oh, I don't know, just kind of spice it up and just maybe like kind of say some things, those random things that get said in the bedroom when you're trying to spice it up. And, I don't know. Everybody's got their own style. I'm not saying I do this. I'm just saying in general, isn't this weird? Like, I don't know. You might say something to your wife like, hey, like you want to, invite like another guy into our bedroom sometime. Huh? And she like looks at you and says, no, my heart's yours, and I don't want to do anything like that.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
I only love you.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Adjusting the camera. Like for real this time. Go ahead, keep on.
No, you already ruined it. Nobody's listening now.
I ruined it. Okay.
Yeah, totally ruined. You've ruined my life too. So
I ruined
thanks
his
for
life.
ruining my life. But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
like you don't want to hear like actual honesty. Like, no, like I wouldn't do anything like that. Like
my heart is yours.
my
It's
heart is all yours. Just like that Batman meme. Bitch. That's a terrible thing.
It's a
So,
that's awful. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you happen to be the kind of guy that might, be not large, but maybe rather small, you wouldn't want like to be like, are you liking that big thing? And your wife go, well, it's really small.
What big thing?
Well, like you don't really want honesty, in the bedroom. I don't even know why I brought all that up.
I don't know either, but I like it. You want to keep going with that?
It's kind of weird. No, I don't need to keep going with it. That was just a quickie.
Oh, nice.
I made that up.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Fortune cookies and honesty in the bedroom. That's a great way to start the show.
Yeah. So how about this Outland Ballroom bullshit?
Oh my God.
Right?
Let's do this. Are we just going to jump right the fuck in? We're
Might as well.
We're going to jump right into the Outland
Mark
Ballroom.
LeBlanc, how you doing? See,
Hi, Mark. So generally speaking,
actually, he didn't say anything. We said we weren't going to talk to you.
We're not going to. Yep.
If all you do is log in, but if you want to comment, but Mark usually logs in, so I don't think he
Stephanie
minds
too. So
that I said hi.
If you just come on board and we see your name that you're watching, we're not going to call you out. But if you comment, we'll talk to you. We'll have a good time. We'll chit chat. If you want to remain just
Kanita says howdy everyone.
A voyeur, if you want to just sit back there and watch and not be called on, then we won't do that. We'll leave you alone unless you're a regular watcher like Mark.
So anyway, what the hell? So as many of you have probably already heard, the Outland Ballroom announced like today or yesterday, like somewhere very, very recently, that they are in fact going to have to close down and kind of have already sold the place. It's like we actually talked about them like a month and a half ago right here on this live stream about a post they made, if anybody could just, donations, and they're trying to sell shirts and they're doing things with merch just to try to stay open. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, today though, they, or yesterday have announced that they do in fact have to close.
Yes. The entire complex.
And it's a super bummer, man. I remember I don't know if I have any like fantastic stories, from there. I mean, I have, crowd surfed there. I have, I do have one pretty good one. Well, one of them I was going to say too is, I saw Bret Michaels there like the night of Thanksgiving.
Like the real Bret Michaels?
But yeah. And this was before House of Love or any of that shit. But
wow.
The funny part about it is that it was actually Thanksgiving Day. Like we actually were having Thanksgiving like proper. It was that Thursday or whatever. And then it wasn't until like after hanging for Thanksgiving, it was like, we saw somewhere that Bret Michaels is playing at the Outland Ballroom like tonight, the night of Thanksgiving. Oh man, there was only about 50 people there. There wasn't hardly anyone there.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was Thanksgiving night. It's like, who's gonna go see Bret Michaels on Thanksgiving?
Sometimes Thanksgiving kicks ass. But,
sometimes it does. Sometimes it does.
Yep. Christy Pressler says she met Kevin Bacon there.
Yeah. The kind of funny story I had though about the Outland Ballroom, Machine Gun played there one time. Is a pretty good crowd, it was all filled up and really, really crazy. And of course the floor was sagging actually springing like it always did when we had large numbers in there. But so like about halfway through the set, I noticed there's a girl over on stage left. So to my left, as I'm facing the crowd, she's over on stage left, and she appears to be all by herself. Like, meaning, although she was surrounded by tons of people, she wasn't like conversing or dancing or having any kind of interaction with anyone around her. In fact, she was all the way up against that brick wall that is on stage left, and just literally just kind of looked like a librarian. I mean, she looked like an 18-year-old librarian. I mean, she had kind of glasses. She was very conservatively dressed. She wasn't like one of those wild looking girls or anything like that. She just looked, I don't know what adjective to use here, but she just kind of looked like a church librarian.
At a Machine Gun show.
which is a little odd when you
Mhm.
look out in the crowd and you see someone that looks like a church librarian. I'm not going to lie. It looks like, type of a thing. I don't know. You just never know.
Maybe she doesn't fit there, or
So anyway, I look over there again a couple songs later, and she's got one foot up on the stage.
Uh-oh.
The stage at the Outland, as most of you know, was only about 2 feet tall, somewhere around there. So I look over and she's got 1 foot up on it, which just kind of looked like a more comfortable way to stand. So I didn't think nothing of it because I'm just like, well, cool. She's chilling. She's having looks like she's kind of having a good time. But again, I don't know what's going on. There's 1 foot on the stage. So we play a few more songs. And I can't remember what song we were playing. I think it might have been towards the end, though. It was one of our last 1 or 2 songs. Maybe it was our last song, actually. And so everyone's going ape shit. And she's still over there being very quiet. She's not screaming. She's not one of those kind of girls at all. Again, church librarian. So then we're in the middle of the last song. I catch a movement out of the corner of my eye to the left. And it's the girl. She goes ahead and takes the stage. Now she goes ahead, gets up in one fluid movement. She gets on the stage and takes her shirt off, runs across the stage and right out the exit,
Right out the
down
door.
the stairs and left the building. I don't know what the hell that was about. I have no idea.
It must have been a bucket list thing or something.
Yeah, it was. It
Like-
felt like it was something she just wanted to do at some point in her life. I don't know what it was. She literally, if you remember how the Outland was set up, the stage, of course, is right there by that front exit door. So
Mhm.
it literally was a straight streamline. She had been thinking about it. This was like several songs in. She's obviously got this plan that she must have had before she even got there because it was so thought out. And she was not like drinky drunky, and took the stage and her shirt off at the same time, ran across the stage and right out
Right
that
out.
door. There, the bodyguard or the door guy or whatever, it was too fast for him to even know what happened. As soon as she got through that door, I could see in the hallway she was putting her shirt back on. She went right down those big ass long set of stairs and just left
Gone.
the damn building
By
Just-
herself.
yeah,
Like
she
her
was-
girls or something didn't even follow her.
No, she was with no girls. She just got into the hallway, put her shirt back on, and left the building. I still to this day have no idea.
No idea what that was about.
what that was
who
all
she
about.
was.
Maybe it was a dare or
It
something.
might have
but
been.
That was the Outland Ballroom.
They might have been. Yeah, that was the Outland. Yeah. We saw Hank 3 there.
We did see Hank.
We saw
3
Hank
there.
3 there.
That was awesome.
Yep.
I saw the Verbing Nouns open for the mixtapes. That was a great show. I also saw the Verbing Nouns open for Troy.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was a hella show.
That was a good one. Yes. Many machine gun shows.
Yeah, Machine Gun kind of got their start there. That's where we
Oh,
started
yeah.
playing first. In fact, when we actually started gaining a little bit in popularity, which started almost immediately down there at the Outland. We played there for actually a few years before we ever played anywhere else, ever.
Your joke show was there? Your original joke show? Was that where it was?
Yeah, that wasn't mine though, but yeah.
Oh.
That was for, what do you mean joke show?
The original show from Machine Gun.
Oh, yeah. It was the
That
very
was just
first.
supposed to be a joke.
Very first. Yeah. Well, we dared a friend. We also did another show there years and years and years. Well, not years and years, but way before Machine Gun ever started. Fritz and his cowboy outfit did a show there. And we dared one of our friends to do stand-up comedy.
Oh,
That's
wow.
why I thought she meant the joke
no,
show.
But no.
He did it totally on a dare, and he had never done stand-up comedy ever before in his life. And so we were like, you need to open the show. Just take the stage and do stand-up comedy, having never done it before. And it, you've heard me talk about dropping your change in the drive-through at a fast food place, which is, it'll give you so much joy in your heart. You won't even believe how fun that is to yourself. It's just just lose the money and get more money out and give it
Just
to the
do
girl. Don't get out and pick the coins up. Just purposely drop it right before she reaches for it, and you will become a happier person. I'm telling you. Anyway, as good as that feeling is talking one of your friends into doing stand-up comedy in front of hundreds of people when they've never done it before, and he actually does it. And I'll tell you, it was actually not bad. He did pretty good. That was at the Outland. But yeah, the very first machine gun show ever was there. And the following 2, maybe even 3 years, we never played anywhere else but there. That's why when we did start playing places like Cartoons, people are like, who the hell are you guys? Like, well, we've already been doing this 3 years before we ever booked a show at Cartoons.
I think you guys had been playing quite a long time before I even knew who you were.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't even met you yet, but I hadn't even heard of your band.
Yeah.
So that probably was in that time frame.
A lot of bands can play the Outland Ballroom and nobody really know who they are. And they do really well.
Even Machine Gun.
Yeah.
In your early years. Machine Gun, the early years.
It's true. It was a completely different place. And I've seen some really great posts today of the photos and the memories and different things that people have said about it and kind of expressed their, bummerness.
Express their bummerness.
There's Jared.
Jared says we can start the show. He's
Jared,
here
you
now.
already missed a couple of good things in the front of the show.
Oopsie.
In fact, if you scroll back, you'll see Tom Hembry's message that says, you are absolutely out of your mind, period. So you can imagine what that was probably about.
This comment.
So anyway, you can rewind tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, I've seen everybody kind of sharing those memories and all that kind of stuff because the Outland was definitely different. Again, you could play there a lot, and most people in Springfield still wouldn't know or wouldn't necessarily know who you are as a band. The difference between places like the Riff and Shuffle and Cartoons compared to the Outland Ballroom is obviously just night and day. So that's why that dynamic happened. And of course, it's kind of the reason is because the Outland Ballroom was, and I saw some comments online today, they were considered more actual true rock venue. There was obviously a lot more than rock there, but they were considered a much more legit rock,
lots of original music
and roll venue,
and quite a few different stages. The whole complex was mixed up of that whole rock bar feel, from the smallest stage to the medium stage to the big ballroom upstairs. So yeah, it was a good place. And I'm getting all kinds of
dear Lord
messages about we need to talk about the new owners.
Yeah, now I'll be honest with you. I don't know much story behind all this, but it's very apparent that the new owners of the Outland Ballroom are not awesome.
Yeah. Pretty.
I've heard a lot of name calling and probably legitimately so. I've heard, lots of stuff.
You don't want to say.
There is a petition going around for people to sign to purposely not support them. If anyone wants to throw me more facts about that situation, I'll definitely talk about them. But to be totally honest, I believe in what's going on. I just was apparently out of the loop with this two hotties. I will tell you this, before I even had any information about two hotties, I totally judged a book by its cover and thought, that's a fucking dumb name.
Stupid name, yeah.
So just on that, I was already like, before the petition came out, I'm like, two hotties? Who calls their business Two Hotties? Yeah. That's not a porn shop or
the
something.
Two Hotties Complex.
Or the Two Hotties Complex.
Featuring something country saloon and something sports bar. 8 Second Saloon. And it just, the whole thing is just like.
Joshua Poole, you are not a nobody.
Yeah. So we've seen screenshots apparently of some conversations that this person has had with people. and they're not real appealing. Nope. I'm not a big cancel culture person. Like if somebody does something wrong, you suddenly cancel everything and you don't watch their show anymore. I'm not big into that necessarily, but
Well,
these messengers are, ooh.
Somebody doing something wrong is a little interpretable. It's a
Mhm.
little subjective.
Interpretable. I like that.
I mean, if somebody made a joke on TV 15 years ago and you're going to cancel culture that shit, that's kind of different than somebody who might have some strong evidence of being a racist piece of shit child pornography distributor. Okay, that's what we saw.
That's what we saw.
That's what I saw. So I don't know. But it would be a shame to turn an iconic venue like the Outland Ballroom over to somebody that is just blah.
No, he's apparently more than blah. The screenshots are going to be freaking viral real soon.
Throw up Kanita's comment. It'll give us something to talk about. I haven't even read it myself yet. I was at Steak and Shake when I met Dan. He just got done with a machine gun show at Cartoons. Eric and I had just finished a show. Eric and Dan were talking. I was trying to figure out the black eyeliner and tights.
Yay!
So are you saying you were not at the show? And that's why me walking into Steak and Shake looking like that
what the hell?
was like, the hell's this bozo?
Yeah.
Walking into Steak and Shake, dude, that was the worst. Like when I was a Machine Gun, I'd be on my way to the show. We would sound check usually and then go home for a bit and then go back to the show when it was showtime. And on the way, like I ran out of cigarettes. So, or something like this.
Or something.
So I'd have to walk into Come and Go in full attire with no explanation of what the hell is going on.
Only the locals who were at the show would know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I'm just walking in Come and Go. There is just a whole gas station, a convenience store full of normal people.
Normal people.
And I would just walk in like that and wait in line and just still act normal. Like, could I get a pack of Camel Platinums? And people are like, what in the hell?
Yeah. Okay.
One just had a racist. We're talking back about the new owners of the Outland. One just had a racist rant put on blast, and the other was arrested for sexual assault of multiple girls.
Okay. Sounds like a place I want to go.
Oh,
boy. Oh, boy.
Yeah, fuck that.
I saw a comment on somebody's post here today about when all these little screenshots were coming up, and it was Deb Shelton, and she wrote, "Hey, can we not blast these guys until the former owners of the Outland can get their check?"
Yeah, but I read somewhere else that's already a done deal.
Okay, then good.
The place is already sold, and the Outland's already got their money, and them being on blast right now is not going to affect the Outland getting their money and being able to use it for whatever they need for shutting her down and moving on in life. That I don't think they'd be advertising a new venue, and I don't think the Outland would have advertised that they're closing unless that was a final deal.
True.
Before it even happened. So,
but I thought it was a funny comment anyway.
No, it is.
It was a valid comment.
Well, it's valid because I saw that more than from just Deb Shelton. I saw a few other people making comments like, make sure that if we sign this petition and put this on blast, that it's not going to affect our good friends at the Outland. And I've seen people respond to that saying, no, it will not.
Yay.
So that's good.
We just said that's good at the same time.
That must have meant it disappeared.
Or it wasn't heard at all.
Wasn't heard.
It wasn't heard at all.
We worked with a sound engineer one time that said, if it was humanly possible for two people to sing the exact same note at the exact same frequency, exact same tone, like everything about the note, if two people could sing it sonically exact, that you would actually not hear the note at all. It would cancel out.
But how often do two people sing the exact same note in perfect
Well,
pitch
never.
into it.
He was saying
That's the
it
point.
can't be done.
So it can't be proven.
but if
either.
it could, it would be silence.
It can't
And I'm not saying I agree, but I don't know. It's a weird theory.
It's kind of like the tree. of the
Today
forest.
has been a giant kick in the metal and rock and roll dicks.
That's what Jared says. Yep.
So, yeah, I actually saw that petition to sign against the new owners of the Outland was trending today.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. There's a lot of shares, and
Yeah. And that petition, I'm not sure. I read through the petition. I think it is. I'm not sure if it's going to be enforceable in any way, or if it's just going to prove to these guys that there's a force that doesn't want to bother. I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I don't think it's legally can do anything, but I think if there are 100,000 signatures on it, then it says a lot.
Yeah,
And
it's probably not going to work out.
and they
well
might
for
want to
them.
think of a different idea.
So,
Holy crap! Some of the things I read in those screenshots, though. I mean, seriously.
it's bad news.
Oh, I don't even want to repeat it. They were so bad. Not even for context.
Well, then that's awful.
But like Jared said, they're going viral and they're trending and all that stuff. So everybody's going to see them, or they already have. So, yeah.
Yes, Jared was just made a comment referring to me walking in dressed as Machine Gun. He said, "Try doing it with full face paint in the middle of Arkansas." Okay, you got me there, bro.
Okay, you win. Yeah, the full skull makeup that you
def got me there, bro.
totes, man.
I don't think I quite did that.
I don't know that we're done with this subject. It might come up again, but I don't know.
With what?
With the Outland comments and stuff like that.
Yeah, this Outland thing's kind of a
just
big
heavy.
deal.
It's pretty heavy.
Because there's not very many good options for what the Outland was.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's not any, but the Regency just not being able to get their head out of their ass. And then, of course, for those of you who remember the Juke Joint, which was a great place very long time ago, not to mention all the other kick-ass places like Fletcher's and shit like that. We've just kind of lost them all. And this one was a little bit of a final blow. I mean, Limburg's still a wonderful place to go see great bands. So don't mean to take away from stuff like that, but I'm just saying, with the amount of years that place has been there, and everybody who's got memories of bands they've seen there and bands they've played in there, it's I have another funny story that happened at the Outland Ballroom. One time I was there to see the mixtapes. Well, I got two mixtape stories. One of them is I actually saw mixtapes there when there was only about 10 of us. They played downstairs.
One of their first shows.
It was the very, very beginning, and there was only about 10 of us downstairs off that little 6-inch tall stage in the front room there. And that was pretty wild. I remember watching that show going, these guys are going to do something. They're going to take over. They're going to replace, or at least give bands like Machine Gun and Members Only a major run for their money.
Mhm.
And they have done just that.
Ta-da.
But so I saw them much later, years later, when they actually were completely packing out the upstairs from side to side, front to back. Then after the show, we're hanging out because that was the show that the Verby Nouns opened for them. And so I was there dealing with gear at the end of the show, just like everybody else. And so we got this great idea to let Katie Shelton open hand smack me in my back, my bare back.
I remember this now.
And she had a couple to drink, and I don't think she knows her own strength. She smacked the ever-loving shit out of me that night, and I had a welt in the shape of a hand that rose up off my back about an 1/8 inch.
In the shape of her little hand.
Oh, her little hand. She kind of did it Happy Gilmore style, like stepped back stepped back 3 or 4 steps and kind of hoppity skipped into it and whacked the shit out of me. And I had that mark on my back for about 3 days.
I think I just posted a link to that petition. So I just grabbed it real quick. So I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I think Mike was asking about.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, we're talking about the Outland Ballroom announcing that they are closing. They are closed, actually. It's done. The
petition to scare and intimidate the rotten new people. So, yeah. Anyway, how long did that handprint?
And so this petition is for people to sign it to not support the new owners because apparently they're pieces of shit. What?
How long did that handprint last on your back?
I just said it was like probably 3 days, 2-3 days. It hurt so.
And it was raised.
I said it was.
Yeah.
I had a hand-shaped whelp about an 1/8 inch thick on my back.
Oh my God, that was funny. Yeah. We're getting lots of comments. So if we're giving a little dead air, so those of you listening to audio only, sorry, there's a little bit of dead air. We're getting a lot of comments coming in about this whole Outland Ballroom thing. So we apologize if there's like a brief pause of dead air.
It's been a big deal. So let's all get together and start a GoFundMe and open our own bar. We'll do it all collect.
Let's all do it.
It'll be a band member owned bar.
A co-op.
We'll do a co-op with
It'll be a co-op complex.
100 people. And there's not going to be any kind of contract. We're not going to agree to fucking anything. We're just going to put money in it and open it and then just trust that we all have some damn common sense and there's not going to be anyone in charge. We're just going to totally band member owned kick-ass nightclub in Springfield, and I ain't going to deal with board meetings and shit like that. I'm just going to go down there and drink, or I'm going to go down there and play. And that's what we're all going to do.
How could that possibly go wrong?
It's not a great idea, but it's a cool idea.
It's a really cool idea in theory.
It's real cool right up until somebody's like, well, I mean, we need some structure. I think we should have board meetings and a president and a secretary and fuck off. Fuck off. So anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this petition is just an intimidating thing. It's not binding legal.
Could tell them something, but if they're the people that they seem to be, they're not going to listen. They're not going to see it. They're not going to care. They're going to be so narcissistic and bullshitty that they're just going to run with it and hopefully fail. Right.
Anyway, okay, moving on. I think moving on. I mean, unless you guys want to talk any more about this.
I'm sure it'll spark up again too. There's people just getting on here and seeing what's going on.
One thing that I worked on just a little bit because last week I got a couple of comments from
Stephanie, I think.
Yeah.
From
Stephanie Cagle, that she appreciates when I talk about a little bit of Springfield history. Let me tell you something awesome.
What'd you find out?
Fucking awesome that I figured out and read about, bought the book, read the book, the whole damn 9 yards, that probably nobody in this thread knows. Maybe some of you do. You'd have to be hardcore to know this one, but there's a guy. There's this guy.
There's the guy.
All right. There's this guy, right? This guy. Actually born and raised in Springfield, graduated from Springfield High School, which later became Central High School. He moved on out into the California at some point in his life and became an incredible music composer and writer and arranger. Earlier in his career, he used to tour with Bob Hope when he would do his military shows as part of his backup band and arranger. He did almost all those shows with Bob Hope and many other big TV shows. Later, through a couple of connections here and there, he got hooked up with the Disney company and was the musical director of the original Mickey Mouse show for years. From there, he also wrote and arranged composed many, many Disney films.
The score.
The score to films. One thing that was my favorite, if you happen to be familiar with Walt Disney World, they've got rides down there, right, that have like music soundtracks, basically. One of the most famous rides in Disney World is the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Haunted Mansion. They have the Pirates of the Caribbean and all these kinds of things. The Haunted Mansion, all of the music written for the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World in Florida, who he also became one of the 8-9 musicians who are known for the Disney sound.
Yes.
And I'm talking about back when their movies even first got started. Shit like Old Yeller and tons and tons. His lifelong was that he worked at Disney for the whole rest of his career. And he was one of the 8 or 9 amazing musicians who made up the Disney sound. Born and raised right here in Springfield, Missouri. He was born at the Mercy Hospital, right across the street from my house. Buddy Baker.
Buddy Baker.
What are you looking at?
I was just looking at a photo Tyler Weeks sent.
Buddy Baker, born and raised right here in Springfield, Missouri. He actually came back here for his second or third marriage and actually got married here in Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's from here and knew a bunch of people from around here. Old school cat, man. I think he passed away in the early 2000s. Buddy Baker. Go check that dude out. Go check
that name out. From Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
Big music guy from Springfield, Missouri.
Huge music guy. Dude, he wrote all the music for the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. You know how many times I've been on that ride? You know how much I love that music? His good buddy, like one of his best friends, wrote all the music for the Pirates of the Caribbean. The yo ho, a pirate's life for me. That was like his boo. They worked on that shit together. He also wrote all the music that plays at the Treehouse, if you're familiar with Disney World.
Like you are.
Anyway, hello, Bono. I love you too.
Aw.
Tired much? Yes, I am tired.
Can you tell?
I'm pretending. This is show business, bro. I'm pretending like I'm not tired. I'd love to be on the couch right now just watching YouTube.
Watching some YouTube. Yep.
But
hey, we got a responsibility to our folks. Got to be on the air.
Heck yeah.
Doing our stuff.
Heck yeah. Who's in for money? Did someone bring some money up or something?
Joshua said something about I'm in for $10, probably for the story, maybe. I don't know, like last week.
Oh, if we're gonna start down that road, I have way better stories than that for $10.
That was a dollar story.
I might tell you. I'm gonna give you a list of a couple of stories I might do towards the end of the show. If
we'll create a menu.
I've got a menu. I'll just give you the title, and then you all can vote on which story you'd like me to tell. But how about Buddy Baker from right here in Springfield, Missouri? Gosh dang it. It's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
You can look him up, man. Go Wikipedia his ass. He'll tell you all about it. It'll tell you all about it right here in Springfield, Missouri. Music scene, Buddy Baker. There ain't been a bigger music person out of this town than Buddy Baker. Are you kidding me?
Maker than Buddy Baker. Bigger music maker than
you kidding me? He's the music director of the Mickey Mouse Club.
He likes looking at himself in the video.
MICKYMOUSE. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Forever we will raise our liquor glasses high.
I don't think he wrote it that way.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right.
I love Bono says tired much. Yeah, a little bit. I love that kid.
And besides, that was yesterday. I said I was tired. Smart ass.
We're always tired. It's just when you work a lot and it's hot out. Yeah, we're always tired. But hey, never too tired to entertain.
All right. Where do we go from here?
I want to plug my show on Saturday. My show.
Oh, yeah,
on
no
Saturday.
kidding, man.
My show on Saturday. My show on
This
Saturday.
weekend. Go ahead. Plug it.
Violet. Yeah, we're still around. We never quit. We had a show back in January, February. Last show since the COVID thing. And this is our first show since then. Saturday night at Shuffle, 9 p.m. Violet on stage. 9 to whatever. 9 to 12:30. I don't know.
And they're going in blind.
We're going in blind. And
Going in no rehearsal.
no rehearsal. We're winging it.
That's the way to fucking do it, man. That's
we're
the
all,
best.
We're all rehearsing virtually and through talking and notes and everything, and we're doing it. So show me your V. Go to the Violet page and post a picture of your V. Don't get dirty. Just this V.
Well, you're the one that came up with the phrase, show me your V.
I know.
Or it might have been me. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was probably you.
But that's the dirtiness of it is
That's
show your V.
Yep.
Take a picture of yourself and post it on Tara's page or on Violet's page of some version of a V for Violet playing this Saturday at the Shuffle.
Shuffle. That's right. Yay. I'm excited.
For the first time in a long time. And it'll be great.
And we were just coming back too after about 8 months of not playing. So we played three or four shows and then COVID. So now we're back. Yay. I think there's still limited capacity, but it won't mess with us too bad.
Yeah. That's true.
Did you have a nugget?
What was it? Oh, I had something cool happen to me today.
What?
I did.
What?
I
Today?
went and I got Wendy's drive-thru and I got home and all my fries were still in their fucking box.
What? Not one loose fry.
I shit you not. There was no fries in the bottom of the bag. They were all still in my box.
Mine were too.
Well, there you go. That's two awesome things that happened today is my fries stayed in their box. You stay in your box. Oh, Josh is in for the band bar.
For the band bar.
See, if we get enough people to give $10, we could do this, man.
Yeah.
We should do a GoFundMe and start up something about the band bar and see if it'll just be all fans owned. Fans owned.
Fans and bands owned.
You know what's funny about that is if we actually could pull that off, people would finally realize that you need to fucking pay to get in the door.
Oh,
because the bar bands, the fan owned bar would be like, we're losing our ass.
No,
I think we need to charge to get in because we're kind of losing our ass, and I don't want to lose my $10. Maybe we ought to charge to get in.
What a good idea, huh? That's a good point.
Because all the people that come and watch bands that have a bunch of grandpas in them are just drinking water.
Yeah.
That ain't enough money to make them on. That ain't enough money to make me money.
What are you trying to say?
We need to charge at the door.
That's kind of like running a band, and then everybody thinks they're a good band leader until they are the band leader and they learn some shit. It's the same thing.
Yeah, ma'am.
Or you're a boss and you don't understand why your boss is such an asshole, and then you become a boss and it's like, oh, I kind of get it. Yeah, I kind of get it.
Heck yeah. We do have some exciting things coming very, very soon. We're hoping that it might be next week. It could be the week after, but it is coming and it's already in the works. But we've got some fun merch coming. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun with it. And I'll give you a sneak peek. If you are a normal follower of the show, I think I'm going to I'm going to do a shirt that says "Girls: Don't let him hang his khakis on your clothes rod."
That's right. A flashback.
And y'all should buy that shirt because it's going to be awesome.
Yes. So
refer back to the podcast for some reference. So anyway, go.
Yeah. Go. Can I do my advertising now?
Sure.
I know. It always seems like I'm begging for money, but I got to throw this out there because we always get questions like if you want to give us $1 or $2 or $5 or $10 or $20 or $100, feel free. We go out of patreon.com/UnsungDreamers. We're not begging for money, but hey, if you like what we're doing, we would appreciate it greatly. And also, where's that link? Where's that link? There it is. Or thing. If you rather use PayPal, just search our email at unsungdreamers@gmail.com for PayPal. Venmo, we are at unsung-dreamers. And then on CashApp, we are $UnsungDreamers. So if you want to throw us $1 or $2 or $10 or $5 or $100, feel free. We would appreciate it very much. For those of you audio only listening, it's patreon.com/UnsungDreamers, Patreon. Sometimes we don't say it properly. So anywho, and we also appreciate all of our current and past patrons who have thrown us $1 or $2. We always appreciate each and every one of you. Some do a monthly, some do a one-time, and we appreciate it and love you all so very much.
So I wore my Love Bomb shirt, and I'll be honest, before I put this shirt on tonight, I had a Thrill Fall shirt in my hand. And I was thinking, like, what if I wear that? It'd be kind of cool and retro because they're not a band anymore. And then I remembered one time Shane Jennings wouldn't let me get on stage at his birthday party.
Oh.
So I was like, fuck that. And I checked my oil in my Jeep with it.
Oh.
It worked good for checking my oil. So don't get me wrong. It's still a great shirt.
Dang, bro. All right. What's he going to say next?
I'm kidding.
That's why you tune in, right? That's why you tune in. Hey, and
Oh, you damn tight panty, bunchy panties, bitches. I'm kidding.
I love it. Christy is getting
I just
us
like
warmed
the
up.
red motif more than the blue for tonight. That's all.
And not to mention, that is just a cool ass shirt.
See, my floor is red.
And so are the chairs, right?
And so are
right
the
there. So is my chest.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I don't know where I'm going.
What?
I don't know where I'm going.
It's so funny to try to do that because it's backwards. For us, it's backwards anyway. But whatever.
Yes, Fritz Love advice.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me because I did have that on the agenda for tonight. And right now might not be a bad time to go ahead and do it. We did get a letter. It's probably pushing 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And just because of things, anyway,
these comments are really delayed.
Yeah, they're.
It's not COVID.
Anyway, yeah. So we did get a love question a few weeks ago, and just with all things considered and everything going on, we just haven't gotten to it, and it's a bit of a heavy one, so we might need y'all's help.
That's right. That's right.
You don't have the question verbatim with you, do you?
Let me see if I can find it. I can probably find it.
I mean, we can tell you the gist of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be read, but
yeah, let me see. You can prime the pump.
Scuba Steve's dad.
That's true. I remember Scuba Steve. I love that movie.
Oh man, I've never done that voice before.
But it worked, right?
Yeah, I was pretending to be a dummy that thinks you shouldn't pay to see a band play.
Okay, I'm going to read this before I read it on the air because I want to make sure this person didn't want their name at all read aloud. So let me see.
They were very specific about that. But I will say this, that's not going to matter in some ways because I can almost guarantee you that all of us watching, all of us involved right now have dealt with this situation. And so it's a common one.
Shall I read it?
And so we might just try to tackle it.
Or at least talk about it because
I like Make America Dream again. That's nice.
Ooh,
Jared, we need to hire you for our
slogan man
marketing.
Hi, I'm Slogan Man. Sorry. Okay, you want me to just go ahead and read?
So I guess we just dive right in. Get ready for this one because I know a few of you are going to fire up. You're going to fire up when you hear this one. I'm looking through the list of folks watching, and I know for a fact some of you've gone through it. You've even talked to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a big surprise. But roll tape.
Roll tape. All right. This person, I'm not even going to say if it's male or female. This is what this person says. This may be a deep subject for Thursday discussion, but you asked for relationship questions, so here goes. How do you deal with a narcissist? I'm sure several have encountered such a human. I've done some deep reading into and trying to figure out what makes a person spin out, get mean, try to control and put others down, and make everything about him or her, etc. This person sent an article also. Damn it.
Careful.
This article is spot on with what I'm dealing with. I'm curious how others deal with this sort of human behavior.
Woo!
Heavy lyrics, kids. Heavy lyrics. This is heavy. This is real stuff.
I would start off before we even get into an open discussion about this is what I have found is that there is a confusion. I think with a lot of people who will take an arrogant asshole and call him narcissist. And those are actually two completely different personality issues. Just because somebody is confident and even arrogant and even an asshole, just based on those descriptions alone, that actually is not what a narcissist is.
Correct.
It just, by definition, that's actually not what a narcissist is.
Mm-hmm.
And so people who have especially extroverted personalities, people who like to be loud, people who like to be entertaining, whether it be through music or comedy or, those people who like to be the center of attention, that still is not, that is not definitive of what someone who is a narcissist is. Okay. I've been accused of being a narcissist, and I have not gone and, been directly in pursuit of that answer via a professional or a counselor. But I tell you right now, I would have no issues doing that. I'll do it and I'll answer the questions honestly. And if I walk away being told I'm narcissist, I'll accept that information. But I'll also tell you that just narcissists in general would probably never do that. And I'm not tooting my horn. I'm being honest. I open all suggestions and professional, Paul Tomlinson, sit me down and talk to me a minute and tell me at the end if I'm narcissist or not. I actually do want to know.
Which that alone makes you probably not a narcissist. I know you just said that, but I just want to clarify that because they will not see themselves in that light. They will not even, and they won't even try to explore it.
I'm drinking Bloody Mary, Stephanie. the breakfast drink of champions. Yeah, so I think you got to start there. You got to be careful not to just automatically point a finger at somebody who happens to be a bold personality and just call them narcissist because maybe you are an inferior personality and you're threatened by a bold personality, and therefore you just point fingers and call them narcissist and you're done with them. I'm done with you, narcissist.
Right.
It takes a lot of work, which I have done. I'm not the expert at it, but I have done a lot of research and reading and video watching and from psychologists to doctors. And I have gone to counseling. I have been to counseling. I just wasn't going specifically to study whether or not or diagnose me with narcissism. But I have had conversations very, very, involved in that subject. I will also say that there is a completely different kind of narcissism too, that you've got to watch out for just as much. And it's called covert narcissism. Now, that's a narcissism that is kind of basically done more in secret. It's like somebody who does not have an extroverted personality. They have much more of an inverted personality, but they still are fiercely narcissist. And so they've got the power and the strength to keep everything on the DL, the down low, if you will. And a lot of their shenanigans are done in secret. And then when it gets exposed in any form of public, they have the power to deny it because it'll be your word against their word. And it is a fiercely painful form of narcissism that's different than what a lot of people just typically see as the big, bold, all I do is think about myself and get mad at everybody who doesn't agree type of narcissism. There's another one, covert narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't need to get into all the medical shit about it. We could maybe even have someone like Paul Tomlinson.
That'd be great.
Somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. And they could probably school us like mofos as far as all the very specific concepts. But here's why sometimes that's a strange approach, because we're not all doctors, and maybe we don't have the ability to talk to doctors and psychologists. Maybe we just have to kind of live normal lives and never find the time or the bravery to step out and go talk to somebody for help. Because if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, it is very, very, very hard for you to suggest that either you need help or they need help or the marriage or the relationship needs help. It's very hard. So we very rarely have the ability to go to counseling and get things talked out, because narcissists, the real ones, they will deny that they are up one side and down the other. They'll claim that they've looked up information. I've studied narcissism, and that's not what I am.
It's not me.
That's a
not
really
me.
good sign that you probably are one, just based on that alone. However, that's not the point. The point is we don't actually get tons of ability to get help. So we could have somebody on that schools us on the subject way more than most of us know it ourselves. But how do you live it with it out there, like in real life, real time?
And that's the thing is Stephanie just made a good point. The first comment she said was, hope they get killed. And that tells me she's dealt with them, because the next comment, she says, run, run, run. They're just going to get worse. And it is so true. And it's a downward spiral, dealing with a narcissist. And the overt or covert type, it doesn't matter which one, but the covert is a little bit more, like you just said, it's a little bit more of something that drives you absolutely crazy, because you don't see it. It's not as outward. It's not as obvious as the overt narcissism. I mean, sometimes it's blatant. Sometimes you can see it from across the room, the overt narcissism. Yeah.
And the common thread of all of this is 99% of people who know what the hell they're talking about, whether it be medically or people who know what the hell they're talking about because they've lived it. 99% of people will tell you to run because you will not change them.
Nope.
And they will go through relationship after relationship, especially if they're with somebody with the strength to run. So you'll see a lot of these people in multiple relationships because their lack of self-esteem will never be fed what it needs, what they think it needs. To make them whole again, to make them feel whole. Usually it's always stemmed in lack of confidence and lack of self-esteem for standard narcissism and covert narcissism. They both are stemmed in lack of self-esteem, and therefore they're overcompensating with all this control and being mean and beating people down to where their self-esteem gets so low that they don't think they could ever do any better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. And I promise you, they're doing it consciously. Some people let them off the hook and say things like, well, I think he subconsciously doesn't even know what he's doing. They consciously are beating you down to where your self-esteem is so low that you don't think you can do any better. And that's the way they keep you.
And it's an interesting thing because all the beaten down, even if the narcissist teams up with a codependent, which is like the total perfect storm, because that codependent will just keep feeding that narcissism and keep making the relationship worse and worse and worse by trying to make it better and better and better. It's a terrible situation. But even in that situation, a lot of times the partner of the narcissist will seek guidance either in counseling or in friends. And when the narcissist sees that person getting stronger, they beat down even harder. Right. And it's a sad, dangerous thing. And it takes the victim. I shouldn't have put that in quotes. It takes the victim a long time to get over that shit. That's PTSD shit. And especially if that person can't heal and then gets into another relationship that's similar or just like that one. And it's a terrible, terrible, terrible spiral.
Yes, they will absolutely make you think you're crazy if you bring anything. And you know what? They're good keepers of the records and the memories. Their memory of some dumb thing you did or said from yesterday, 5 weeks ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago, they can remember it all. Then when it comes time for you to try to speak up and say anything about it, that's what they'll grab and throw it right at you. And that's what will make you start feeling crazy, like Stephanie was just saying. Also, back to Christy's comment.
Let me throw that up there.
That's another reason why you'll stay. What about this person that is making you stay? When you're seeing the narcissist behavior? Well, as we know, there are a lot of narcissists that are super fun to be around.
They're awesome and they're
Holy
talented
crap.
and they're good looking and
they're usually
fun.
Talented.
Yep.
They're usually funny. They usually are the life of the room. That's why it gets very easily confused by somebody who just likes to be the life of the room, like a comedian, like somebody entertaining, like somebody fun, and somebody who actually is doing it with a more calculated, narcissistic type of motive. And so the two are very fine line between somebody who's an arrogant dick and somebody who's actually narcissist. But I'll tell you right now, anybody in this thread that has lived with narcissism would take an arrogant dick any day over a narcissist. So I think that's a lot of reasons why you stay, because like I said a minute ago, they'll keep your self-esteem down so low that you won't think you can do any better. And you are totally right that you need to have your foundation of self-worth before you even get into these situations. And going back to what Tara just said, sometimes you'll go from one right into the other. You'll go from one narcissist pig right into another because you haven't healed long enough to get that self-worth and foundation that Christy's talking about. And you'll end up with somebody else who comes in the exact same way. You're awesome. You're amazing. I'm going to get a plane and fly you to Paris tonight. You are the most amazing thing. Let's get a limo and go to Kansas City. And you'll do all that shit and then you'll just sweep them right off their feet because they still have a shitty self-esteem from the other narcissist they were with. So until you have a chance to heal from that, which can literally take years. Can I get an amen from somebody who has dealt with narcissism before, that it could literally take years to actually heal? It takes a long time.
I'll say amen.
If you get in a relationship with somebody before you have fully healed and found yourself, I'm afraid to tell you, you're going to end up in the same situation. You run the high risk of ending up in the same situation.
So when you recognize it, I mean, I think even if you're middle-aged, when you finally get strong enough or something builds your self-esteem or something wakes you up from this, I think it's easier to spot. It's like you run from it quicker. I think the more you've been scarred, as long as you've gotten a chance to heal, and especially if you meet good people, and you find someone or friends that are not at all narcissists that make you realize, oh, this is the normal. This is supposed to be how it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is way better. Way better. I like this. This is cool. And then you realize, oh shit, that was worse than I thought.
Yes.
And then you can preach to your friends who you see are in a narcissistic relationship and go, please leave.
Yeah, throw Stephanie Kegels up. I don't know which comment she's talking about, but I do like her last one.
This
802. Yeah. Found my true love because I moved out of his controlled area and started over. Look at me now, 23 years late.
It's not late. It's not late. That's all I'm
Still
going to say.
worth it though. Isn't it amazing how long you can go? And then when you actually do kind of get out from under it, you're still just like, still worth it. That's why I just made the point. And I was just kind of being funny, but if you have lived with narcissism, you'll take an arrogant asshole any day over someone who actually is narcissist. They drive you out of your fucking mind.
Yes.
And the blame game and all that typical jargon, like the gaslighting and all that horse shit, passive aggressive shit.
And sometimes just plain
literally
shit
starts to actually drive you crazy and will literally drive you to doing stupid shit.
Yep.
And then you make one stupid shit move and oh boy,
now you're the evil one.
they will kick you out of a band. Deep inside joke. But anyway, and it's got nothing to do with me and Machine Gun. Anyway.
Right. So the question, I don't think we've,
Doug's experienced it.
Yep.
Stephanie's obviously experienced
Christy
it.
has, Kimberly has. I mean, there's all these people. Bobby, what's Bobby say? Bobby fucking Hoskins is not a narcissist. He's just the man.
Yeah. I don't think Bobby's
I don't think he's a narcissist either.
at all.
No. You can be confident and arrogant and fun and loud and crazy, and that doesn't make you a damn
Stephanie
narcissist.
Kegel, I'm the happiest I've ever been as well.
Me too. Me too. Yep.
It's kind of awesome. Doug Sims has gone through it. Sounds like he's over it. He's talking about a few years ago.
Yep. I'm just
back when I first met Doug Sims, he was actually still kind of recovering from it.
Oh, yeah. Way better now, I hope.
An arrogant asshole I'm guessing she meant will be the most honest person
you need
usually.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, that makes sense. I like that. So
it's so true. It's so, I mean, you have to have lived this, and I know you guys are bearing witness with what I'm saying, but there is a difference between an arrogant asshole and a narcissist. It's totally different.
Yeah.
And it's not the same, and they aren't similar. They aren't nothing. They aren't you can see similarities from the outside.
Right.
Just in a room or whatever else, if you're in the room. But as far as the actual personality fuck up, an arrogant asshole is not a narcissist. And so it's amazing how happy you can be with an arrogant asshole, isn't it, Tara?
It is wonderful being with an arrogant asshole. What? What did you just trap me into? No, it's a breath of fresh air, actually. But I want to go back to the actual question at the end of this letter was, how do you deal with the narcissist and how do others deal? And I think we've talked about some of the dealings of it, but it's almost like the bottom line is get the fuck out. That's how you deal with a narcissist. You get the fuck out. I mean, it really is the only advice I've ever seen from somebody. And Jared made a funny joke, but it's actually a pretty fucking great point. What's that?
He's just playing, but it kind of is something to think about. He said, I haven't experienced it, narcissism.
Uh-huh.
So does that make me the narcissist?
No.
Of course, it doesn't automatically mean that, but it would make you kind of go,
Right. Because not all relationships are narcissist and victim. Not all of them are. So I see what you're saying.
I don't think it does by default.
No,
but
he's being funny, but that's a good question.
Let's put it this way. If you've been in relationship after relationship after relationship that always seems to be very shitty, and I'm not talking about some shit happens or you have a fight or
oh God, no. It's not
maybe
fights.
you were never really in love or, those kinds of things. That's a little different. I'm talking about the shit ones where you start getting a knot in your stomach to even want to go home and you just are struggling to get out of it. And it's actually truly shitty. If you've had several of those relationships, you might be the narcissist. if you've never felt it before, you might be the one and you ought to get yourself checked. And fixed. If
like,
you
are
a narcissist that could possibly be honest with yourself, get yourself fixed because you only hurt people. Period.
And another one of the big traits that they have is lack of empathy for others. It's like they'll say it on the outside. They'll say all this empathetic stuff towards whatever's happening, but then they want recognition for that empathy. So it's like someone donating $1 trillion for a cancer hospital, but they want their name in big block letters. It's like, look what I did. I did a great gesture. Wasn't that great? That's great. Didn't I do a good job? And if you have to just pull that affirmation, it's that person might be struggling with some narcissism. We got a lot of comments. Holy crap. This is great. This is a good discussion. So, we're going to read, like, for the audio people, sorry if we're going blank here, but there's a lot of comments going on. So for the people who are just listening on audio in the future, go to YouTube and look this one up. It's Unsung Chat number 26 on our YouTube channel, which is just search Unsung Dreamers podcast and you'll find it. So again, if you're listening to the audio version sometime in the future and you want to hear this or see the video and things like that, look at all the comments that are happening. Go back and check it out. Unsung Dreamers number 26.
Yeah, Joshua Poole's comment kind of sums up almost to the letter.
Right here?
Yeah. What we have just been talking about. They raise their self-esteem by belittling others.
Yes.
That's what they do. I make you feel like such low self-esteem that you don't think you can do any better. And that's how I keep her.
Or him.
That's a rough.
It's terrible. It's
and I've only said it 2 or 3 times as an exact verbatim quote because it's a real quote in my personal life. I won't tell you how, but it's a real quote.
Yep.
So yes, I've gone through some of this shit too, man.
And we know
it's amazing how many of us are.
Like everybody in this thread is admitting to it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Or have.
It's like it's worse than COVID-19, man. It's like super out there. Except I don't know that it's contagious unless it comes from your parents. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from.
Man, that's a great point, Stephanie. And you write another comment you made earlier is like you can't understand it unless you've lived it. Some people can't understand it unless you've lived it. But loving the flaws and the imperfections is like it's a whole different kind of a thing, for sure. And I'm sorry that Tara is one of those people who don't realize that some people read slow. And so, when you're trying to like read shit in a movie, when it's like, giving you kind of like prompts and you can't get through it before it moves on to the next prompt. This one over here. So sorry, she keeps posting these gigantic quotes and then just clicks them off like you did, right when you were halfway reading them. I know you can and that's one of Tara's flaws, you see, and I still love her. See, she's a total jerk when it comes to allowing you some time to read a 5-sentence quote like Josh Poole's. She just clicks it right off.
There you go. I'll put that one back up. You're right. I'm sorry.
I tell you what.
You gonna slap me?
I tell you.
You arrogant jerk. Are you gonna slap me?
Oh, that is Stephanie Cagle. I'll be honest with you. Some of the stuff that Tara does, says, or does that is so stupid is some of my most favorite stuff. I love those things. I don't even think about flaws. It's actually funny. We've almost got in arguments. Well, we have. We have gotten in some arguments about like me telling her that something is awesome about her that she's been told in the past is not. And earlier in our relationship, I had to actually struggle to convince her that I'm being serious. She was like not believing me because she had already been convinced of one thing. And I honestly thought totally opposite of that thing. And so she has struggled to accept that I'm actually being totally honest. And so I'm just saying it takes work on both parts to move into a new life post narcissism. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I'd like to get the audience's opinion on this. Tara thinks she has a horrible forehead. Now, how the fuck would you call that a horrible? I think that is a forehead from God.
I wore bangs until I got with him. I had bangs until I realized.
Because she was self-conscious about her forehead. Mm-hmm. She used to also have somebody tell her that her eyes are shit brown for years. Mm-hmm. Shit brown eyes. Hey, shit brown eyes, shit brown eyes. When I used to tell her how fucking awesome I thought her eyes were, she literally thought I was patronizing her. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, don't patronize me. They're just shit brown. I was like, fuck you.
Don't ever say shit brown again.
It's like, fuck you. That's ignorant shit right there. Yeah. Those brown eyes are the best. Look at them. Like Tara's got a horrible forehead. I mean, come on. But it's these kinds of things that she has felt like were flaws or were something not, awesome about her. And even I have struggled to convince her I'm being serious and I'm not patronizing her. So if you're in any kind of a relationship where any of this stuff we're talking about was existent on any level, because I'm going to tell you some of the things I'm referring to Tara about right now did not come from boyfriends. It came from other places too. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying ex-boyfriends. I mean, like she's got a
because I've got a slew of boyfriends right now. Yes, they're waiting outside.
It makes it hard for them to accept compliments sometimes. So you just got to sort of work through it. I can't wait to meet Rob.
Yes, Stephanie. We're so looking forward to that.
Like we're going on July, Stephanie. So we
gotta think about booking this.
We are actually, getting close to needing to go ahead and set an actual date.
Yeah. So we can plan on that.
Sarah Teeters, thank you so much for coming to About Every Show.
Nice. Very nice.
It was good to get to know you and talk to you and see you so happy these days.
Yay. Very cool.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think you used to come to shows motivated by not good stuff. And now it looks like you've got some good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. Anyway,
thanks, Christy. When you feel like that, just go adjust the camera.
Feel like what?
When you feel like you're not pretty, you just go up and adjust the camera. That's what she said.
Oh, right. Do not ever do bangs again.
I won't. I don't think I will ever. Like, I think my hair right now comes to here, and that's the shortest they're going to be. So.
Well, and she means physically and mentally.
Oh, how sweet.
Just adjust the camera.
Oh, I got you, boo. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Christy. Christy, you coming to my Violet show on Saturday, I hope?
Yeah, come on, man. Come see Violet.
Violet on Saturday. Awesome. Those of you who've never seen Violet, and I've been to your shows, if you're a musician out there, sons of bitches, better get your ass there.
Don't start crying like a baby. Let them stay home. If they don't want to come see you, they don't want to come see you.
That's true. So screw it. No,
you're the tramp. You're the tramp of Springfield. That's why they're not coming.
It's my very own paint by number band. but we paint by different numbers than most
They got
of the
some
bands.
good paint by number songs.
It's
Shit.
It's different numbers than the rest of the bands in town. So,
Yes, Doug, you make an interesting point about, I'm sure the music industry has a few narcissists. That's why I think I've met so many people who have dealt with this, and I have had hours and hours, I'm talking literally hours and hours of conversation regarding this subject. And I do think that it seems to appear more common in the community of artists and musicians.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find a lot of them there. It's kind of like, you'll find, night crawlers if you lift a car hood that's been laying on the ground for a year and a half. That's just a better place to find them. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go like trying to get some worms for fishing, you can just go out in the middle of a field and just start digging a hole with a shovel, and you might find some worms. They're in the dirt. I get it. But if you have a car hood that's laid in your backyard for 2 years, go lift it up first, because you're going to find a bunch of worms right there at the top under that car hood. So it's just, you're probably going to find more narcissistic douches in the music business than you will almost anywhere else.
Yeah. In the arts in general.
But they're not my most unfavorite. I mean, they're not my, what did I mean to say?
I don't know.
Not unfavorite. They're not the ones I hate the most.
Gotcha.
Do you guys know which ones I hate the most? Who can answer? Because I've already said this on the air. Who can answer Dan's most unfavorite douche?
Douche narc. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
All groups of society have them.
Yes.
But I have an unfavorite.
Because if you want to give a
and
handful,
it's not musicians.
Do you want to give a handful of groups to choose from?
No.
Okay. All
Just
right.
guess it. Jared could probably guess it.
Jared,
He'd be the only.
of
Well,
course he
Stephanie
would.
or Jared. They'd be the
They've
only
listened
two.
to every show.
Well, fucking Doug Sims might know too.
Yeah, he would. He would.
And so would Mark LeBlanc.
Christy might.
I don't know. And there's some people we're not calling out because they haven't made any comments.
Right.
Dan's most unfavorite douche. Who can name it? I will give you a free shirt when we get our new shirts. But you're going to have to remind me, because 6 months from now, I'll be like, you were going to give me a fucking shirt. And I'm like, well, I fucking forgot. I got a lot on my mind.
Anybody? Anyone?
You got to come back and say, I got Dan's most unfavorite douche question right. Which one do I hate the most? Ooh, turtle smashing douche is very close.
Oh, very close, Jared.
Very
nice.
close,
Nice
Jared,
callback.
but that is a wrong answer. But it is kind of close, actually.
Well, this particular category probably smashes turtles.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's strangely close. No, not the rich and entitled.
Well, no.
The rich and listen, the rich and entitled douches at least have money. Okay. I mean, you might still hate your life living with that douche, but you got money. So, I mean, I hate all douches. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying my most unfavorite douche.
Kim says I need to fill my glass, and she's right. So keep this idea going. I'm gonna break open another bottle of wine.
Oh, you're out of wine?
I'm out of wine.
Not killing turtles. That is not my most unfavorite douche. Turtle killers. Those are not my most unfavorite. I brought it up. Gosh, this is episode, just as far as the live chats. This is the 26th episode we've done. And I think the first few of them were not oh man, I'm getting a lot of guesses on the turtles. It's more broad than that. I'm talking about like groups of like, remember I said musicians. I said musicians are not my most unfavorite douche. So think more like that instead of somebody who specifically kills a turtle. Like musicians, bikers, gymnasts,
politicians.
I just made it. Like sports. There's douchey sports. There's douchey musicians. There's douchey members of these communities.
He doesn't want to even give you the category.
Yeah, I'm specifically not telling you what the actual answer is, but it's more like a group, like a stereotypical group of a type of person. All your answers are actually correct, but it's not specifically what I'm talking about. Are you ready for it? Nobody can think of it? Nobody can remember.
Nobody can remember.
It was probably one of our very first chat episodes, but I actually don't know if it was a live stream. It might have actually been.
It was just audio
only.
Yep.
I have talked about a lot of douches, Christy. I'm sorry. I probably am confusing you. That's what makes this a high challenge. This is a free t-shirt question.
Before you give this away, this is fucking Merlot.
Drink no fucking
Drink
Merlot.
no fucking Merlot. Anyway.
Although I hate all douches, and though I actually love a lot of these kinds of people, my most unfavorite, the douche I hate the most is cowboys.
The douchey cowboys.
The douchey cowboys. Not
Ta-da!
cowboys in general, but when there are cowboys that are douches, those are my most unfavorite douche. Because at least like the black douches, they'll put their girls up on the car hood and be like, look and love my girl. Look at that ass. Love it. At least the rich douches have money. Hey, at least the musician douches can get up and play guitar. All those douches.
Josh says A&R reps.
Yes, A&R reps are rough. I think they fall in the musicians category though, kind of. But the douches I hate the most are cowboy douches.
I wanted to pop this up there real quick. Thanks, Josh. This is cute. Tara, you remind me of this chick DJ from a bar in Mount Vernon back in the day. She's hot.
Huh. A bar in Mount Vernon?
Who could that be?
What was the name of the bar?
I don't know.
What he's talking about.
It was down in the boondocks somewhere. I can't remember.
Ooh.
Anyway.
D'Angelo.
Nice. Jared says people with gay stashes. Super fun.
No, I love people with gay stashes. I just love giving them shit. But D'Angelo makes, that might come close to toppling my
What are you talking about? What did I
hatred
miss?
for cowboy douches.
What did I miss? Oh, whoa. Okay, come back. Come back to me, my love. There we are.
Christian douches.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch. Good point.
Man, I hadn't even thought about
That's a
Christian
whole
douches.
new podcast right there. I'm telling you what. Wow. Yeah.
Hey, Shania would love me for hating cowboy douches. To be clear, once again, I don't hate cowboys. I fucking love cowboys. I don't like cowboy douches.
Yeah.
But D'Angelo's like, how about Christian douches?
True. Yeah. Very good
That
point.
might have to rise up on my list right there. I'm going to have to put some thought into whether I hate Christian douches or cowboy douches more. I'm going to have to think that one out.
Right.
The Christian douches are definitely more subtle because they got to behave on Sunday morning.
They're more narcissistic.
They are definitely more narcissistic.
To bring it back to where we were.
If you're in that family or relationship that'll go to church and everybody loves him, he even got voted in as a deacon, and they're just shooting the shit at the end of church and sipping coffee with the after church. And then you get in the car and just take a damn ass whooping all the way home verbally. That is a narcissistic Christian douche.
That is the truth.
Doug Sims, the answer interesting you're asking, because the answer is cowboy douches is my most unfavorite. You little cowboy of you.
He doesn't hate cowboys.
Fuck a
Fuck
farm.
a farm. Right, Jared.
I
That's
don't
right.
hate cowboys at all.
No,
I hate
it's the
cowboy
cowboy
douches.
douches.
I gotta
Like-
keep making that clear.
It's a subcategory within the douche category. So, you know,
Yes.
we don't like douches, which is another word for narcissist. But just saying.
Yeah, they now
of.
now arrogant asshole and narcissist don't go together
No.
near as much
As
as
douche.
narcissist and douche.
Truth. That's true.
That's for sure.
That is very true.
That's for sure.
That's true. So just because I wasn't going to have any more wine, but just because Kimberly said so.
Hey, you know the thing those narcissists do? You guys have all made good points. They're always joking.
Oh,
Isn't that funny? They're
I
always-
almost slipped up and said something I shouldn't have. So I'm glad I caught myself.
They're just always joking. Yeah, aren't they?
Yep.
Like as soon as they say something that makes you feel like shit, I'm joking. Have you met me? I'm kidding. It's like, no, it actually really hurt my feelings. Well, it shouldn't because I was joking. It was just a joke.
And they run the joke for 3 days.
Was that girl really messaging you about buying her a plane ticket to fly to Springfield? And I never even knew what her name is or who she is. No, we were joking.
It was just a joke.
I didn't fly her to Springfield. We were joking. Did I just see a text that like, oh, that was great. And I hope you didn't feel uncomfortable in front of my kids. What was that text about? It was a joke.
It was just a joke.
I'm just joking.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a joke. But see, I'm an arrogant jerk. So when I give Tara shit and I tell her I'm just joking, I already know I've got enough people watching this video right now that if they thought I was serious, I'd be in deep shit.
You'd be in deep shit.
That's a different thing. But when
Yep.
you're chipping at somebody's self-esteem to make them feel like shit, and then all of a sudden it's a joke.
Yep.
I was just joking.
What is wrong with you? Can't you tell that I'm joking? Can't
Yeah.
you tell that I'm joking?
You're supposed to be able to tell that I'm joking.
Ugh, it's sickening. It's
You look fat. Well, that makes me feel bad. I'm joking.
joking.
I'm just joking.
2 hours later.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
So anyway, yeah.
How do you deal
That's
with a
a-
narcissist? Leave.
Who's saying that now?
I just put, it's the same question we're going back to. It's on the screen. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
bottom
we're
line
still kind of
question.
on that subject. Leave. You just got to leave.
You gotta leave.
All right.
You got to leave.
We got to think
You
about
gotta
moving on.
leave.
They
Just
are the worst. So,
leave.
all right, here's what I'm going to do. We still got a few people watching. I'm willing to offer another. Don't tell Tara my secrets.
Truth.
My secret ways that I keep her. Because I obviously keep her self-esteem down so low she doesn't think she can do any better. Yeah, I don't
Yep,
think so.
my self-esteem
I think she
sucks.
actually texted me. I could show you right now. She texted me today. Fuck you, Dan. Because I made some cute little joke when I was
Cute
on my
little
way to
joke.
the shop. She was like, fuck. I told her to get to work. I said, quit asking me questions and get to work. Because we work together. And she texted me, fuck you, Dan. So
Stephanie's-
how do you like that? See, people? She's mean to me. She's mean to me. You just don't know it.
Yeah, and I've got the text that says years ago when Dan was like, if I ever give you shit, you just text me. Fuck you, Dan. But anyway, Stephanie says you might lose your penis. So
Oh, yeah.
if you treat me like shit.
Oh, God. I'm dead meat.
Because I'm fucking awesome.
If somebody found out I fucking fucked this up, I'm in, oh, boy. I don't even want to think about that.
Yes, the roast.
The roast.
I was just about to
Promote
say
that.
something. I was just about to say something about the roast. So I'm not going to say who it was, but there's someone who won't be able to be here next year who has already started working on roast jokes.
They already have roast jokes.
Well, that's true. There's like 3 or 4.
And I got to see a couple of them this week, and they were brutal.
So brutal So the roast. What's the roast? I will tell you this. His birthday is August 19th.
Only about a year away.
His 50th birthday is next year, August 19th of 2021. So there's going to be a roast of Dan Fritz in this town of Springfield, Mo, next August. And we don't know exactly. I think the 19th is on a Thursday or something. So we're going to have to figure out if it's a Saturday or something.
I can't guarantee that it's going to have to be held at Hammond's Student Center.
Do they still have Student Center?
Whatever it is.
Whatever that
Hammond's.
arena is called.
There's going to be a lot of people that want to see me go down.
But if you have no idea what a roast is, please go YouTube roast, because you'll see some from years and years ago and some from very recent. And it's all in good fun, but it's also a lot of truth will be slung across that stage in a very harsh way, but loving way. So it's, again, if we all know our faults and we all know how we are, we can handle it. So
Jared knows who it is. And you are 100% right, Jared. We don't have to say it all, but
what are you talking about?
He said it's good shit too. I've heard it all.
Oh,
He's good.
Okay.
And yes, who we're talking about is an extremely good. He's written some fantastic fucking roast jokes for me, but he's just not going to be able to make it.
So
I told him, I actually told him, well, why don't you write for somebody else? Like these cannot go to waste. People need to hear these. Mm-hmm. I was going to say one even tonight, but I don't want to do it. I want to save them. They're so damn good. And so I've already got to see a quick little snapshot into what my 50th birthday year and 2 months from now is going to be like. And we might, Jared might host.
We talked to someone else this past weekend who wants to host too. So we're going to have a host off.
But
we'll
Jared
see.
would be good.
He's got
some good digs on me for sure.
Yep.
We're going to get that figured out, or maybe we'll do some co-hosting or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen yet.
But it's a year and 2 months away, so we have time.
I'll tell you
share.
one thing I would consider Jared hosting is if he dresses up in that outfit that he did the talent contest at when he played drums and sang, when he played Wipeout and sang, what was the song? The Wipeout was for, what was the song, Jared? Tell me. It was for your mom. The song was because of your mom's influence. Anyway, I think the outfit had tassels on it. And if you'll wear that outfit as my roast host, then maybe we will consider it. You got to at least start the show in that outfit.
Truth.
You said you still had it. I think there's tassels, and I think you played the drums to the song Wipeout, something like this. And there was a song you sang or a song you played the drums to. He does still have it. So
he still has it.
I'll work on that one, peeps. Wipeout and Proud Mary. That's it.
There you go. Right. So, like I was saying, you have a year and 2 months. Some of you have already been contacted about being a roaster. But if you're not being contacted about being a roaster, we want you to be in the audience anyway, because it'll be super fun. And we might even have a guest out of the audience that night if someone we may have forgotten.
And just so you know, I'll definitely have some entertainment probably at this show. And for a couple of you in particular, I'd just like to let you know I'm going to hire the most talented band that Springfield has ever seen. Members only. They know how to run a band now.
Yeah.
And they slay it. They are so much better entertainment value than any other band in this entire town. Period. Members only is 417 Magazine's most favorite cover band. Period. Anyway, so
all right. So we had a little bit of a heavy show, but that's all right.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna start wrapping it up. I'm not sure what that.
I don't either. Just move
on. Okay, so how many we got? We still got a few people watching. So
yeah, we do.
I'll give you 3 options.
To win a shirt?
No, not to win a shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That. Oh, Doug Sims, members only is the best. Anyway.
I love
For those
Jared
of you
too.
who tuned in last week, you learned how in the hell I pissed myself you know, at a U2 concert. So you got to go back and listen to that video. So what I was thinking is this week I do have some other ones if you guys want to hear them, and I would call these Mark, if you're seriously asking me, no, I'm not related to Brent Thornton. We did have a Thornton in our band, but I think even the two of them are not related either. Of a story I'll tell you, and you got to give me some votes on which one you want to hear. Violet will probably play. Maybe they'll play My Rose. They're going to do all Led Zeppelin songs.
Oh, Led Zeppelin and Heart.
And yeah, they're going to do Heart. Violet's going to do a Heart tribute at Dan Fritz's roast. So that's going to be awesome. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Anyway, love me some Members Only. And
me too.
They know I do.
I know. So what are you going to do?
All right. You want me guys to give you I'll give you three options of pretty good stories that are all true. Are you gonna tell them to send some money first, or no? I won't. I won't charge, but I think the fact that they're here and they're sticking it out with us for 2 hours. Yeah, they get a free story. Yeah. So let me think here. Which options? I titled some of these that I don't even remember what I meant. Six. Oh, I know what that is now.
All right.
I've actually told We Need Dreams and Beer. I've already told that story on the podcast once before. Okay, I could tell a story entitled
here are your choices. Go ahead, Dan.
Mount Rush No More.
Mount Rush No More.
Mount Rush No More. Or I could tell a story called Triple Big Mac.
Triple Big Mac.
Triple Big Mac. Or I can tell one that is called what was I going to do? Oh, fuck a U2 lottery.
Fuck a U2 lottery.
There's your three options. Fuck a U2 lottery or
Triple Big Mac.
Triple Big Mac.
Or Mount Rush No More.
I think I might need to change the name of Triple Big Mac to Triple Big Mac the Knife.
Okay, we'll just add that. The knife.
Isn't the Stephanie, did you tune in too late to not learn about Buddy Baker?
I guess she did.
You're going to have to go back and watch. I gave you some history just for you. Who was that?
That was Stephanie.
Oh.
Done deal. There you go. That was cool.
I got three stories. You got to pick one and then we'll end the show. We got to vote for Triple Biggie.
We got one vote for Triple Biggie.
Triple Big Mac the Knife.
Mount Rush No More. Triple Big Mac the Knife. Fuck a U2 lottery.
Fuck a U2 lottery.
Empty comment. Oh, we got a devil sign from Jared. Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
What did I do wrong now?
That's evil looking. Anyway, so we need more comments. Who wants to hear what story? Because if you don't comment, Triple Big Mac the Knife. Okay, that's two for Triple Biggie.
That's two.
Maybe we're just gonna do that. Big Mac. Christy says Big Mac. That's three.
That's three for Big Mac.
Three for Big Mac.
Oh, Triple Big from Utter too. I think this is already a shoe-in.
Oh, that's four. Okay, it's Triple Big Mac. It's Triple Big Mac.
All right. We're gonna do Triple Big Mac the Knife, and the only reason why I said Triple Big Mac the Knife is because of isn't Mac the Knife kind of representative of New York?
Sinatra.
Couldn't you say Mac the Knife and New York are kind of? I mean, Mac the Knife is not like Tulsa, right?
Right. It's a Sinatra thing.
Do you think? And man, I need actual some.
Other than me saying Sinatra over and over, So yes, that's
Well, yeah, this has nothing to do with Sinatra,
But that's a
though.
New York
I'm just
reference.
saying in general, is Mac the Knife kind of a New York thing because this story takes place in New York City. Okay. All right. So here we go. So this is another kind of an old school. This story is so fucking funny. Oh, triple biggie because it was the horny devil face. I
got it.
It's a gay joke, dick joke. You wouldn't
I
understand.
wouldn't understand. Okay, very fantastic. Oh, another vote for triple big. So we got this. We got this. Can you stall for 2 minutes while I make a drink? Well, what you should do is if you're listening
All
on
right,
your
just
computer,
go make your drink. Go get your drink made. Hurry up.
So
anyway,
yeah.
okay, this is back in.
And Stephanie, thank you very much because we just saw that come into our little Venmo. So yay.
All right, so this is an early Johnny Q Public story when we actually were doing shows in New York City proper. And so we were up there for a little while, like a few days. I think we had a few showcases up there, and it might have been one of those trips we had to kind of meet with some businessy industry kind of people and shit like that. So we actually got a hotel in Hoboken, New Jersey. So if you're actually driving towards New York City, you will drive right by Hoboken. And there's an exit right there at Hoboken that has a hotel that sits up on the hill. And if any of you have ever been in the area, it's not a famous hotel, but you know exactly what hotel I'm talking about. Because when you cross over the bridge, the road goes underneath the bridge. There's this hotel that's kind of random. It's cheap. I think it's actually called like Hoboken Inn or something really dumb like that. And it's literally right there. You can't miss it. It's like so close to the highway as you're driving towards New York. It's in Hoboken, New Jersey.
My cousin used to live there.
It doesn't make any sense to actually stay in New York City when rooms are like $400 a night. Hoboken, you got like
right across the river.
Standard bullshit rooms that were only like 60, 70, 80 bucks a night. But they have a bus that will take you literally from the parking lot of the Hoboken Hotel right into downtown New York City, right into Times Square. Well, no, it's not in Times Square. They go to the, whatever the big Grand Central Station. Is that what it's called or something like that?
I think so.
There's a place down there. It's like Grand Central Station or something.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Something like that. You've seen famous pictures of it. Usually a lot of the buses and all kinds of crazy public transport ends up kind of hubbing them up and around that area.
Hub and bub.
How hot was it? It was so hot. Anyway, I didn't say anything about hot, did I?
You must have.
Oh, so anyway, okay.
Jared, don't miss much.
No, I know. Okay. So anyway,
Hoboken Hotel.
So we're staying in Hoboken. So we go to New York City earlier that day. We had shit to do all day there. And it was, I kind of, yeah. So it doesn't matter kind of what we were there for, except there was a lot of things we were supposed to do. And so we were there early and we were there all day. And being in a band like that, of course, in those early days, the thing is we were always broke, right? You're just always broke because as you paint by number band members like to say, there's no money in original music. And you are right. You are right in the beginning. You're right in the beginning. You can make more money as a paint by number band, unless of course you're Dave Grohl, but what do I know? I don't know shit. So anyway, so we're broke, right? And we're staying in Hoboken and we can get a bus to New York City and we're kind of doing stuff all day. So somehow the band splits up because we had different styles. What I mean by that is some guys like to shop for certain things, clothes wise, shoes wise, these kinds of things. Other guys, particularly myself and Oren, who was a guitar player in Johnny Q Public, we ended up together because we didn't have any money to buy clothes or anything. And there was some other guys in the other bands that wanted to go shopping for clothes. So somehow we split it up and it ends up just me and Oren, right? So now we're kind of like, I've had my fill of New York City today. I'm fucking starving and I'm just kind of ready to go home. And so,
Don't get
each
distracted.
of us,
I'll take them down.
Each of us are like, we have like $5 We have no credit cards of any sort. Neither one of us. We literally had $5 cash in our pocket, and we're fucking starving, and we're walking back to the Grand Central Station, whatever it is, to grab a bus back to the hotel because we're fucking broke. And when you're fucking broke, it's miserable, especially when you're at New York and you see all these cool shops and cool places to go and cool things you could buy. And we hadn't eaten all day, and we have $5 bills, and we're trying to like figure out how much money is the bus going to cost to get back to Hoboken, because we're not actually sure. We're not sure. But we're hungry as shit. So now we got to decide, do we eat and maybe not get back to Hoboken, which would be awful because it's like a very long way away and we would have no other way to get there. We had no vehicle there at all. We had left the bus and the trailer at the hotel. So I don't even know how we would get home without taking the bus home. Or do we just get in the bus and get home, but we're literally famished, starving. This is like 6 o'clock at night. So we are in New York City heading to the bus station, but we're starving so bad and we have to make a choice with this $5 because we are so fucking hungry. It was miserable. It was miserable. So we walk into a McDonald's because those are always cheap. And right there up on the menu, they have a triple Big Mac. Have you ever seen these? Like, I had never seen one before in my life, like regardless of whether it was big. I never knew that McDonald's ever marketed a triple Big Mac. I've never seen this, but yes, it's in fact what you think. A full regular size Big Mac with another bun in it and another patty in it. And then it's a triple Big Mac. And they're on special. You can get them for like $2.
$2 for
each.
Big Mac.
So we're thinking this was, I mean, granted, this is like 1994 or 5. $2. A triple big. I had never even seen a photo of it. Has anyone ever seen McDonald's sell triple Big Macs? I didn't even know this was a thing, but this was a thing at this particular one in New York City. So it's triple Big Mac. It's like $2, $3, somewhere right around that threshold of like, do you think that'll leave us enough money? I was so hungry.
See, it's a generic heckle. He gets it now.
How hungry was he? We were so hungry. So anyway, so now we're kind of like, I think this is doable. When we came into town today, it seems like the bus ride was only about $2 or $2.30 or something. If these burgers are $2 each, we're doing the quick math, but we're also panicking because we have no cell phones and we have no credit cards and we don't know anybody in New York City and we have no idea how and the rest of the band had already broke away and there was no way to get in contact with them. Everybody's on their own except Warren and I are together and we're starving. So we go ahead and decide to get the triple Big Macs, one each. And these things were the most delicious fucking thing I ever put in my mouth hole. Just the biggest mouth I can make. Yes, this is so great. The concept of a triple Big Mac was the most delicious thing in the world. That special sauce just all running down your lips while we're still walking to the bus station, trying to make sure we can grab a bus back to Hoboken. And we ate the shit out of those things, and we were so full. Just fucking miserable. And we're at the Grand Central Station, whatever they call it. And so we're looking at the bus things, and we got like 10, 15 minutes, and there's the bus to Hoboken. How much does it cost? It's literally within a dime or a nickel of how much we had on us. So we played our cards exactly right. We got something to eat. And we still were able to get on our bus and head back to where?
Hoboken!
Which is about a 45-minute bus ride out of New York City. So we get on the bus, right? And we're sitting in our seats and we're minding our own fucking business. We are not talking to anyone. It's not the kind of thing Orrin and I did back in those days. We weren't those guys that never met a stranger. No, we just don't talk to anyone. We just sit in utter silence. Family sitting on the bus directly across from us, facing us. In the rest of the bus, it was typical bus seats like you would think, but in the front of the bus, you know how they sometimes have those benches that face each other?
Yeah.
Sort of like a subway.
Right.
Family of like 4 sitting across us. Dad, big guy. Mom, whatever she was. And I think like 2 kids. So Orrin and I, whatever, I probably had bleached blonde hair with my big black glasses. Orrin probably had jet black dyed hair with a white belt. Whatever. It was obvious we're not normal. And so Big Dad decides to strike up a conversation. Hey, you guys, what's your deal? I'm like, what's going on? Well, we're in a band from Missouri, actually. Oh, Missouri? Oh, be damn, Missouri. Isn't that crazy, honey? They're from Missouri. Oh, that's really awesome. That's just so cool. So what do you guys do? What kind of music it is? So it's like, oh, yeah, it is this and music. Like we're so stressed out because we're fucking broken. We're tired. We're just trying to get back to our hotel. But, okay. So you did the Dan. Oh, so did you play? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, we played a few places in New York. And we just can't get out of this. This guy is one of those heavy conversation guys. Just like.
Once you start, you're in.
Isn't Missouri where Branson is? I mean, Branson, Missouri, right? I mean, that's, it's
totally
it's down there. Okay. Well, I had a cousin that went to Branson one time. I think he saw the Andy Williams show. If I'm correct, I mean, he said it was a great time. I'm like, okay, great. I don't want to talk to you right now. My belly is so fucking full of that triple Big Mac, and I'm just wanting to get back to my hotel. Could you please shut up? But I didn't say any of that. I was a peaser. And I just kept answering his questions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Branson? No. Yeah. Cool. Andy Williams? No. I hear what you're saying. Like, well, I mean, we live in Hoboken. I'm like, okay, that's where we're going. It's like, oh, no kidding. Where are you staying in Hoboken? I'm like, oh, we're just at the hotel right there. Cause, I know that's actually where the bus stop is.
Is that what they sounded like?
No, he sounded that way to me in my head. Just, we're going to get off at the same stop because that's where the stop is for this bus. They just stop right there in front of the hotel that you guys are staying in. That's amazing. So we're getting off the exit. He's like, is that your bus? Because we had a purple bus at the time, purple and teal. So he's like, oh my God, is that your bus? And we're like, well, yeah, I mean, it is. And we're like, oh, this is just so great, man. I'm just so glad that I met you guys. This is just awesome. I'll tell you what, let me take you out to dinner. And we're like, no. Oh, come on now. I won't take no for an answer. Listen, it's all good. Just right down the street, there's a Pizza Hut. We're heading that way anyway. Our van's parked right here in your hotel parking lot. You guys are just, let me treat you. We'll go down to Pizza Hut and get some dinner. We're like, no, we literally just ate. Oh, come on now. Come on. Just hop in the car. Come on, get in we got a minivan here, and we'll just hop in the car. This dude's like 300 pounds plus, 350. And I'm like, this is not very good New York accents. I'm not actually trying to be New York accent. I'm trying to tell his voice in a way of how he made me feel. It just felt like he was saying, oh, come on now, I just felt like he would not shut up. And that's the voice accent of someone who doesn't shut up, like myself. Anyway, so he's like, no, seriously. No, he's getting serious now. Like he's almost getting offended. He's getting offended. And we're like, man, we just ate. Like we literally just ate before we got on this bus. And he's just like, just please. I would love to hang out with you guys more and have you get to know us and vice versa. We'll take you down to Pizza Hut and we'll bring you back. We'll bring you back to your hotel. What's it going to hurt? Let's just go. Orrin and I, being the appeasers that we are, we're like, all right, man,
okay.
Let's go. So him and his wife get in the front of the minivan, and Orrin and I are in that first bench seat, and then his kids are all behind us. So we're literally sitting in the middle of this fucking family that we've never met in our entire lives except for the bus ride from New York City to Hoboken.
And they could be taking you to dissect you into many
pieces. We could be on our way to our horrible death. We have no idea. But this guy's just insistent. He just, Oh my gosh, would not. We tried so hard to get out of that, but we couldn't do it. We didn't have the strength. So we end up in the motherfucker's minivan. We didn't even go to our hotel room. We didn't even go like drop some things off in our hotel room
or check in
like
with your guys.
We got right out of the bus and got right into this guy's minivan and went to Pizza Hut with triple Big Macs that we had just eaten 5 minutes ago. You know that feeling where you're just like, ugh. And then someone makes a joke like, oh, let's get some more food. And you're like, oh. Or when the waitress comes and it's like, did we save room for dessert? Are you guys going to have some cheesecake? And you're just like, no, I think we're good. We're not going to do dessert. Are you sure? We got great chocolate pie. And it's just awful. The thought of eating more food is just fucking awful. That's how we felt getting in this guy's minivan. And he is not even listening to us. Not even listening. It was like, we just ate, man, a triple Big Mac. Have you heard of these things? They're triple, just like a regular Big Mac, but they're triple. Like, oh yeah, those are good. Yeah, I just had one 5 minutes ago. I don't want to go get pizza. Oh, come on. Okay. So we ended up going down there. Now, the bad part about it is we didn't actually realize it because of the location of all of us in the vehicle and on the bus, but his wife has got some kind of a saliva issue. I don't know what it is. But once we got seated at Pizza Hut and we're only a couple feet from her, she like doesn't swallow or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but all of her saliva foams. It creates foam all in the crevices of her mouth and all between her teeth and stuff. And I don't know if it's actually a condition. I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying it was a thing. It was a white foamy saliva every time she opened her mouth because she wasn't swallowing. You know how we all like kind of swallow every couple seconds and that's kind of where your saliva goes.
Hers was just seeping.
Hers was all like out here. And when she would talk, she had these big white foamy webs.
The mouth crud.
Yeah, this mouth crud foam while she's eating pizza. So the guy's like, hey, what you guys want? It's like, we really probably won't eat. Oh, come on.
Are you kidding?
All right, waitress comes over and he's like, these two here are going to want like a pan, meat lovers. What do you want, honey? He asked pizza for her, pizza for the kids. And here we are now. Fucking, we're all in. Orrin and I finally gave up on the fight. And we're just going to eat pizza with this family because the story's going to end up being better than how fucking miserable we were. Yeah, some kind of dry mouth. Pills and dry mouth. I don't know what the hell it was. So anyway, and while we're sitting there talking, waiting for the pizza, he just wants to keep get to know us even more. And wife is talking and she's got this foam all over her mouth. It's not actually running down her mouth, but it's just all stuck. Every time she opens her mouth, it's just this white. And so we're already getting a little sick about that because we're full of Big Mac and we have a meat lovers pan pizza on the way. So here they come. They slap them down. And these guys, they would not let us just not get a piece. Oh, come on. They're doing it for us, right? They got the little triangle fucking little thingy. And they're putting it on our plates and they're slapping them down in front of us. And we sit there with this fucking family with the fucking dry mouth, foamy mouth, and the fucking wanting to get to know us and ask us every question in the book that we just fucking met on the bus from fucking New York to Hoboken. And here we are eating gigantic pieces of pizza. And you know what Orrin and I do? We eat them. We're just, it's just, and I'm just watching that lady's mouth. And I'm just like, I have a chip of Big Mac. And I'm eating thick crust meat lovers pizza. And I'm watching that woman's mouth. And she's nice, but her mouth is something wrong with her mouth. And I can't do it. And Orrin just looking at me, we're making eye contact like, another bite because we got to at least get one piece down. The most miserable fucking thing ever. We fucking have our shit. They load us in their minivan and they brought us back to our hotel and dropped us off. Never saw him again. Never talked to him again. This was way before Facebook.
Before Facebook. Yeah.
Woo! That's my triple biggie.
Triple Biggie story.
with the 3 devil horns.
Did you ever know their names?
Huh?
Did you ever get their names?
No, I don't know their name. I don't know nothing. Never talked to them again ever. I mean, we might have in the moment, but we didn't. It kind of scarred us. I mean, we literally were like scarred. Like,
You guys
I
were
don't know if
young.
I'm ever going to recover from this. It was so much food. It's fucking awful.
Oh,
But it was so sweet that they were like
super sweet. So you couldn't turn them down, but you could have just hung out. But they insisted that you.
I
eat.
wish. I'm not even doing it justice to talk about how hard we tried to not go to dinner with them. I
Right.
mean, we were telling this guy straight, we just ate. No, thank you. Oh, come on. No, we literally had triple Big Macs. Even if it was a regular Big Mac,
That's
but
a lot of bread.
what makes the story funny is that they were fucking triple Big Macs, and I've never even heard of a triple Big Mac. And that's what we're eating before we get on the bus. It was the biggest fucking hamburger I ever had in my life. And then I had to go get pizza with this guy.
Yeah.
Just in the 30, 40 quick minutes it took to get back to the hotel.
You didn't have time to digest.
Oh boy, it was rough. And we had to watch her foamy mouth. You foamy mouth.
You foamy mouth. What kind of? So the dry mouth thing.
I don't know what it was.
I know. I've seen people with lip crud before, but this was like foam.
Yeah, it was just white, foamy. Oh gosh. Anyway, that's
Your story of the week.
Yeah.
That's the story of the week. I like these. I like these.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, we're like way over 2 hours now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, we're like
oh,
2:11.
fuck this. We gotta go.
We gotta go, kids.
All right. Yeah, this sucks. Sorry we kept you this long. Didn't mean to.
But y'all stuck around, so thank you so much for doing
But
that.
yeah,
We
thank you guys
appreciate
for coming. Obviously, you know we do every Thursday at 7:00. So tell your friends to come by and we'll try to have some fun. We try to focus on just having some fun. We all know fucking the world's falling apart. So there's plenty of people out there talking about that. There's no sense in us talking about it as well.
True.
We just try to take a little quickie break from it and just hopefully make you laugh or something like that. That would be awesome. So
Hopefully that gives you a break from all the bullshit. We will see you next Thursday. Remember, go check out Patreon and all those goodies if you want to
Violet
help us
Saturday,
out. Violet
yes.
Saturday night.
Thank you, Christy Pressler, for reminding us.
That's right.
Violet is this Saturday at the Shuffle.
9:00.
So go check them out. It'll be great. We'll be there. We're going to be there. And so we'd love to see you guys there coming out and supporting some stuff. I promise you I will pay to get in.
He will.
Just so y'all know, I'm not going to get in free. And you're welcome, Doug Sims, for the break from reality.
Yay!
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Awesome. Very cool.
It's my Good Morning Vietnam. That's all it is. We're just trying to have some laughs. Sorry, we went. Yes, Audio Roast Sunday at 5:00, and this is going to be a really great episode with Audio Roast because Jared is going to be interviewing his own dad.
Ooh, on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, all you fathers.
Yes, and that is going to be, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to be somewhere that might have shitty internet, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it live, but I'm definitely going to try to.
Absolutely.
Because I got my own Father's Day thing going on as well. But that is going to be a neat one. Audio Roast Sunday. I know Jared's looking really forward to that. Sing a song for Stephanie Cagle Saturday night, the 20th, because she can't be there.
I will.
So we'll have to dedicate something
and we'll
to her.
Get you a video. Get a video of it.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. We love seeing you and we love having you, and you make our Thursday nights worth it. So I hope you're having fun.
We are.
If you're not. And back to yes, I will catch the replay back on YouTube, and I will go back to Jared's smart-ass comment earlier about us writing our own fake love mail. That was a real
That was a real one.
letter, you gay mustache motherfucker. So anyway, I think we're getting some weird comments from YouTube because we are also streaming on YouTube as well. I think that's what that might be. But anyway, But I do say it to make the point that we are always live on YouTube when we are live on Facebook.
That's right.
The one thing good about that is if you have a smart TV like a Roku or something like that, you can actually watch our podcast on your full-size TV instead of watching it on your phone or watch. I know this is a no-brainer, and I know some of you already know all this, but obviously Facebook doesn't have an app for smart TVs, so you got to just do this shit on your computer or your phone. If you have YouTube on your smart TV, Roku TV, things like that, you can actually watch our
on your regular TV.
On your regular TV, so it's not just a tiny little phone. It makes it a little bit better experience. Anyway,
that's it.
Send us messages throughout the week if there's
Please
something
do.
you want me to,
UnsungDreamers@gmail.com.
Yeah, if there's something that you guys want me to talk about or rant about or ask and answer questions, then we can do that. So, bye.
Didn't mean to do that.
Felicia,
Bye.
did you do that?
I guess I did.
All right.
Bye, everybody.